Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Scorpio, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for March 23rd to the 29th. This week we have the Ever Unfolding Rose Oracle card with the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, Judgment, the Devil, the Ace of Wands and the Temperance energy. So we've got some powerful energies here, guys, with the Devil and Judgment, and obviously half the spread Major Arcana, which, obviously the more of them, it's, usually more significantly event and linked to the big themes of life as well. I mean, we can see that potentially there's been an awakening to some sense of toxicity in your life that may have been holding you back. Maybe it's learning somebody was being dishonest with you. It's the shattering of an illusion here. But we see you, recalibrating, restoring, healing, and, getting yourself in a place where you can actually receive new beginnings again. I mean, we've got the beautiful Ace of Wands here, which can be a passionate new offer, a passionate new beginning, one that can be, solid and stable as well, and really expand into the kind of abundance that you might desire in your life. So before we go to the tarot, I'm just going to read out the Oracle card. I've got the Ever Unfolding Rose. This one actually doesn't come out very often, so I'm intrigued to read this one again as well. So, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it, to let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is falling away to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as well as triumphs and adventures. Wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep an open heart, no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you're going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing. Instead of to open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you, not to you. One day in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Yeah, I mean, we can see that some of you have, obviously gone through some kind of devil moment, and potentially that's come to your attention and some kind of an awakening. And that can be the very thing that cracks you open. I mean, Judgment is a wake-up call. It's an awakening in this particular reading with this combination, awakening to the things that may have kept you small, kept you confined, really held you back. And it's something to do with this devil energy. So, that can keep you closed in a state of contraction. And once we release that, then we can become like that ever unfolding rose and start to open the heart again. Some of you might have been quite disconnected from your intuitive centers while you were in this state of contraction. So that can be, our gut and our heart and our brain not giving us the intuitive messages, or not being able to tune into those, not being able to be led by the higher self. So the devil energy, guys, I mean, it can be lots of different things. It generally indicates a toxic situation. Obviously, that can be, a toxic relationship, be it a romantic one, in the family realm or in the workplace. It can be difficulties with finances. It could be a romantic partner, not being honest with you about how they're spending, both of your money or their own money, or a debt situation. Can be addictions as well, which obviously take many, many forms. Food addictions, drugs, alcohol, gambling. It can be being addicted to another person in a state of codependency, and, having not wanted to leave that situation, even though it might have been keeping you small, keeping you confined. It might have been easier financially, and then there's the fear of releasing that to be out on your own as well, to be alone again. With the devil situation, though, we see these people, the lovers, chained to the devil, but these chains are loose enough for themselves to be free, to allow themselves to go. But they've actually kept themselves there. They've stayed in these boxes voluntarily, because there must have been some kind of payoff for the cost of staying in that situation. So like I said, that can be staying in a partnership that's broken down because financially it's easier, or you're worried what's going to happen with childcare and that kind of thing. Staying in a job that you might be even being bullied or harassed, but you like your colleagues, you've got a good commute, that kind of thing. The issue with that, guys, is that it's unsustainable over time, and the devil has these bat wings as an indicator that staying in a state of contraction or negativity or toxicity over time sucks our life force. And we need to be free. We need to be released from that so that we really can, you know, unfold and be open and live from the portal of the heart. So I feel that the judgment energy, this is recent past, guys. It may have already happened, might be unfolding now. Judgment is that wake-up call. So that can just be, you know, you actually waking up and seeing the situation for what it is. There could have been a truth that came to light, some kind of confrontation, conversation, argument. In some way, it's come to your attention, and you sort of have, you know, at the threshold where now you can make a decision. You know, am I going to stay in this or am I going to move on? Because judgment can be, that's the final call in a situation. It can be the card of forgiveness and second chances. But I really feel, obviously, devil energy needs to be released. So, you know, we can have forgiveness, but maybe it's just time to move on. And you might be feeling really vulnerable, you know, like these people here that have heard the call of the divine. Yeah, and they're naked, they're stripped bare. And it could have come through a synchronicity that you realized about this situation, you know, seeing a truth that the other person thought they were concealing, but in a moment, you know, things lined up and that came out. That's what I'm really feeling about that judgment energy. But we have the beautiful temperance energy here, which I love, because it's a little bit like the star that comes after the tower. It's kind of a calm after the storm. Temperance is a healing energy. It's about recalibrating. It's about rebirth, you know, rebirth after this period of darkness. You know, this angel here is moving the waters of life between these cups, doing the spiritual alchemy to bring things back into balance, to get the emotions back into balance. And the more she works that equation, doing the healing work, self-love, releasing the past, and all of that kind of thing, that's when, you know, the path forward reveals itself. That's when the sun rises to illuminate the path forward. And we see the temperance angel here. She's got one foot in the emotional waters, because, you know, water in tarot represents the emotions, and 1 foot on the ground. So this says to me that I feel that you can stay grounded and be, you know, in your earthly life, going about your business, work, childcare, home, all of that sort of thing while you're going through this. I don't feel like it's going to, you know, bring you crumbling down like a tower moment. This is about you becoming stable and solid again, and healing your, you know, physical, mental, and emotional well-being. That's what I always say the sides of this triangle the angel wears stands for, because those three things is what keeps us stable. You can push on any side of that triangle and it won't fall down. But if we neglect one of those things, physical, mental, emotional well-being, then we create, you know, a discrepancy, and that triangle can be pushed and it can collapse. So we need to take the time to do the healing that needs to happen there. Got two, you know, actually three elements of divinity in this reading, so I do feel like it's all divine timing and unfolding as it should. Because look what's waiting for you, Scorpio. The beautiful Ace of Wands. So sometimes, you know, the new beginnings or the things that we truly desire are waiting just behind our biggest fear or our biggest block. You know, and it's kind of like the universe bringing you to a final challenge or a showdown. Are you going to break this pattern? Are you going to break the illusion? And if you do, then there's divine gifts waiting for you. So the Ace of Wands can be a passionate new offer, guys. It can be also you reestablishing your energy and enthusiasm for life again. You know, getting back into a place where you're connected with that higher self, connected with that spirituality. But it, you know, it can be a passionate new offer of love as well. I am feeling more that this could be in work or the way you earn your money, because we have obviously the Pentacles energy here, and we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is really a card of self-sufficiency, of independence, of not relying on anyone else, whereas Devil energy is very codependent. So I feel like this could be an offer for you to, you know, earn money in a new way that you're really passionate about or enthusiastic about, that kind of thing. A new start could be a new home as well, with all the material energy here we see in the Pentacles. But just to keep in mind that, you know, aces as number one in each suit of the tarot deck, they are the seeds of possibility and opportunity, and they need to be nurtured, loved, and watered to grow and expand and to sprout like this wand. So that can mean that we need to, you know, if that offer comes in, we actually need to take it and maybe the ace offers are not really things that come in like fully expanded, on a silver platter. We need to do some work in order to make them grow. So having the conversation with that person, following it up, sending out the resume, that kind of thing, taking the inspired action that we need. It's not just like the offer just gets kind of handed to us, if you know what I mean. So, it is a universal gift though, definitely divine timing for that to come in. And in the near future, guys, Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. So what this tells me is that whatever this opportunity is that's coming in for you, it has the ability to lead to some kind of sense of stability, solidity, or physical material abundance as well. Now, the Page of Pentacles can also be a messenger that brings you something that is going to materialize, or bring you some kind of material, financial resources. So, there could be a younger earth sign as well that's in the mix that somehow has a link to this opportunity. So that would be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Either way, I feel like whatever this is, it's going to grow quickly, because the Nine of Pentacles really is my living your best life card. And it shows somebody who is really independent, really self-sufficient, can make their own money, doesn't need to rely on anyone else. This is about you coming into a time where you're shining bright, where you're in your independence and you're totally free. But from that place, you're building the abundance that you desire. You're building the quality in your life as well. So definitely be on the lookout for those opportunities, because this combination says that it has the ability to go the distance and to really turn into something that's truly worthwhile for you, Scorpio. But, like a lot of these situations, the goods lie just behind maybe our greatest fear, our greatest challenge, which needs to be released first. Okay, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do keep in mind it's a general reading, so it won't be for every one of you guys. Feel free to leave me a comment, because I always love to know how, it's playing out in your daily life and who it resonates for. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.